Do you know how many participants?
All right, we are live.
Awesome. Here we are.
Welcome, Susmit, to the Jaya Talks. I believe this is the first in the series related to the technology side of the industry, of all the weird and wonderful projects out there and people that are doing it. So we're glad to have you on the show. Welcome.
Yeah, I feel honored to be on the first edition of the Jaya Talks and all of those things, and I'm excited for like how this thing actually goes right now in next half an hour.
Yeah, there's been a lot of people doing podcasts and a lot more content. I think it's great for the industry because the world needs to know more about what we're all doing, right?
Yeah,
So moving on to your background, moving on to introductions. Just very briefly about myself. So I'm originally from Australia, and I've been in the space in HR as a recruiter, headhunter, team builder for 5 years now, and I'm now settled in Dubai. Things are great here, and I speak with folks like yourself a lot. In the last 12 months, I decided to speak more with engineers and entrepreneurs with a tech background, and I'm always very interested to know what their origin story is. So, why did you get into the space, and what problem were you looking to solve? Would love to know.
yeah. Oh, like I think that's great. Like interacting with the like-minded people like over like a good time span like gives you a very good base like okay what those people are thinking and all of those things. But like a brief background about me, like I've been like and kind of open source programmer, so like I like inherently uh, I won't say like interest in technology, it's more like very curious like how things works behind, like if I see refrigerator, how all of those things work, how a bicycle works, how does the internet works, how does the laptop works and all of those things. So that curiosity actually got built in me, and then I always wanted to like build something that would help the whole world in general, right? So that's where like my entrepreneur journey actually started. So it was back in the college. Then I made like India's first decentralized exchange. Uh,
Yes, DCX, yeah.
yes, and then I sold it to Coin DCX, and I was there for a
Awesome.
while. And then I started Huddle 01, and now I'm with Huddle 01. At Huddle 01, we are like building a deep in for real time communication, but now it has evolved to much more. It has this app, it has this network, and there are like couple of people who are running the nodes there in itself. And all of the things like Huddle is live, anyone can use it, and anyone can run the nodes. It's completely decentralized. So that's all of the brief background about me. Like the general thing that actually excites me in all of those things is like how do we use the present technology as a leverage to solve the problems of humans, like in some way like it makes their life better. And I want to do it like in such a way that it does not like caters to like the fear and greed emotions. Maybe like it basically adheres to some more emotions like it like maybe like it gets you faster to from one place to another, like, or maybe it
Mhm.
helps you connect to the loved ones and all of those things, right?
Well, tell us about Hubble. What metrics can you tell us about making people's lives better? What data can you tell us about?
Yeah, so there are like couple of things, right? One of the thing is like you can actually use Huddle to like connect with anyone around the world at any point of time. But like the other things it solve is like suppose if you want to build your own conferencing solution, like if you want to
Okay.
build your WhatsApp, if you want to all of those things, once you go and build those solution, there's no solution over the internet. You have to use like AWS and all of those things, and they would charge a very high fees. So
Yes.
it's more for the application developers who wants to build this software. But
Hmm.
the app, like we are actually paying all the cost and everything, that is completely free for the people, like they can
Okay.
use and all of those parts. The other side of the things are like running the nodes, so which means there is an financial inclusivity of people into the network. So if the network is making some money in form of revenue, that is distributed to the nodes, and that is where they earn rewards. So it is
And
like
and before we move into like talent direction, talking about people um, about your product. How I'd love to know, how did you meet your team members? Because this is always an interesting story. And then what did you decide was going to be your success criteria? When do you say, yeah, we made it?
Yeah. So like this is very exciting. Like first team member is like my founder, like finding the founder, and like for that thing, like my criteria was very different to have a very good founder. Since I was like coming from a previous startup, I exactly knew what traits I wanted. So
Mm,
like one of the traits was like i- they should be a misfit into the society. Like they are not the people who are looking for security or 9 to 5 jobs and all of those things. They
mhm.
are the people who, for whom there's one thing that excites them a lot, and they are willing to do anything for it, and they're like kind of hungry and foolish. Like
Oh yeah.
uh, it's
Mhm.
like kind of very foolish to like build a very large company when you have no experience, but it's kind of those people who actually do it.
Yes.
So that was my criteria. Like it's not like skilled and experienced, because like right now you have all of the things in the available at your thumbs to do all of those things. It's more about like the character and personality of those people. The second set of people was like building the star team, which is like the first five set of people that
Mhm.
would be like founding team members. And like, so these people, like we interviewed like anything, like out of 200 people interviewed, we would like select one of them. And for them also, like the criteria was very simple. Like if someone was looking for like packages and jobs and everything, but they had like very immense talent and all of those things, they were like less prioritized to the people who were very curious and asking about technology, and they showed like a thing into that vision. Okay, like we really love this idea of decentralizing RTC and all of those things. So we played this bet, like okay, like we'll get these people. Now those people are like with us for like whole 4 years right now, and they have become one of the best RTC developers in the world. Like you can like so like RTC technology, like you can count people on hands right now, so they're so rare in feature, but like they learned in the process and everything and all of those things. And now these five people have started to like get more people under them, started to train them, and many people. So that's how like the information and everything actually flow. So the environment of the startups actually, and you put the seeds, they actually grow very well, and then they like
Yes.
put more seeds and they grow very other thing.
Right. I love it, and I think it would be great to see more of that approach in the space, because a lot of companies focus on only track record, whether you came from the right company beforehand, and if not, sorry, we're not going to speak with you. There's still a lot of that happening, maybe too much, I would say, and not enough of your approach. Um, and so you started off with your 4 or 5 founding members, and how big is the whole company now?
So right now, like we have around 20 to 30 people with us, which means 25 people are like full time, and 5 people are like on the contractual basis.
All right, nice one. And if we were to talk a little bit about the talent market at the moment, because it's relevant, it's interesting for our audience. You're a CTO on LinkedIn, founder on LinkedIn, so I know you get a lot of people contacting you, uh, people looking for jobs, recruiters, agencies, marketing people. Maybe not marketing, but everybody in the every man and their dog is contacting you. So, what are you seeing right now in the markets? Your observations in terms of people's availability, their skill level, and what people, those sorts of things.
Yes. So interesting, like what I'm seeing in the market right now, right? So previously, what used to happen was like there were patterns, set of patterns and rules. Like okay, you do this course and you'll get like the job, and there was like a certainty to it on those things. So like if you were like a software engineers, like you do like data structures, you do competitive programming, and there would be like some companies that would like just hire you out of the box.
Mm.
So
Hmm.
right now, those patterns are becoming less irrelevant, and
Yes.
the problem solving is becoming much more like prevalent in those things. Like so if you have this ability to like solve some problem in some startup, even like present MNC have started to behave like startups, which was not the case in previously. So like most of the trends are started to happening in the AI sectors and all of those side of things. So the demand for like the traditional pattern engineers, it's just like the demand for the C++ engineers was like very high around like in 90s 1990s and 2000s. Then it declined, then JavaScript and everything come, then it declined. Now a new trend is coming, which is like basically if you are like working around models, LLM models, vision models, or on the Hugging Face. This is I'm telling on the technical side of things. There are a lot of
Mm.
things on the BD side, marketing side, and they have their own vectors. But I
Mhm.
believe the toolings of those areas have also increased, right? Like you need to be very well versed with the tools that you have, and you have an edge over other people. So I think those are the trends and the shifts that are actually I'm seeing. The other thing that I'm seeing is like if people have like the MERN stack, JavaScript, and all, like just the basic skills, they are getting devalued in the market. But people who are like who can work with model like they can do like the trends that are going on right now, they're
Yes.
getting like huge package like the AI companies, and it is much more than it was previously. Like if previously people were getting like 100K for AI and all of those things, they're getting like 2x and 3x. At Meta, like people, you might be hearing the stories, they're getting like a,
Oh yeah.
a spending on those side of things. So if
Yes.
you're at the right place with the right skills and all of those things,
Mhm.
you get an opportunity. But if you are following some notions or trend or anything, then this is not a
Yes.
that would be thrones in your paths.
So whatever your approach is, if you're looking for a job, you need to offer the value at the right company with the right project.
And with a problem solving attitude,
And so,
like they need to actually solve some problem in this
Mhm.
lab. Like, in our case at Huddle, right, there are plenty of people like you can just get like JavaScript code right now out of some LLMs, right?
Yeah.
But then actually like a user problem, like okay, this meeting actually broke for that users in that browser, so what was that actual problem? So those are the something that you get from the experience and the environment of the startups and all of those things. So that's why like I would like highly recommend people to actually uh, solve those problem, and then you actually improve your skill set. So it's mostly about that environment. Either like if you get into some hackathons
Mhm.
uh, and all of those things, so those actually create those environment for like a brief time period, and you get to
Yes.
network with other people also. So in my case also, like when I was starting at Huddle, like I only used to do hackathons, like even
Oh,
like
okay.
for previews and all of those things, and that's how I got to meet a lot of other people and all of
Very
those
cool.
things.
Very nice. All right. And then, so I think you touched on a little bit about what you're noticing in the in the talent market. So, but what would you say is the biggest change in the last 3 to 6 months that you've noticed, that you can tell everybody about in relation to um, whether the hiring market has slowed down, in your opinion, whether it has sped up, and where people should be positioning themselves.
Like so the previous trends, like they're kind of in decline, but there are new trends that are going up into the picture, right?
Mhm.
Like think of it like the vision models. There's a very high demand for that. There are action models coming up. So action models are the models that like that the robot uses to do some actions into the physical. So we call them physical AI.
Mhm.
There are like vision model, which means the camera can actually understand things around you, and you can
All
like
right.
type and see. So like what like I would suggest here is to be relevant here with the present trend in the industries. There are a lot of various trend that like it might be out of sight to me, and it might be inside for other people and all of those things. So exploring is the way, like hacking and in the way. But like if we expect like okay, I made a website from a JavaScript, or I made an app, so that is something AI also can do, right?
Yeah.
You can like build
Yeah.
all of those things. So you need to have some kind of an problem that is
Yes.
still unresolved into those things. If you can be replicated like even by another human, you will be replicated by AI. So
Yeah.
you need to have some kind of irreplaceable skills. But definitely there are new jobs in the market.
Yeah.
A
That's
better
my main. that's also my main concern at the moment, that anyone that's like not a senior engineer, let's say, will be showing these small pet projects, maybe something that was they were part of a team but it didn't get to production, and that's the best they can show, and then they want to use AI in their interviews or coding tasks, and the company just says, well, we can use AI for this, or we can use a senior to use AI for this. Why do we need you? That's my main concern right now, which is for like more junior mid-level engineers, that they're stuck. They're a little bit stuck at the moment, and need to find the way through appropriately, while they're still building the foundation of their programming skills. Like if you have a Web2, C++, Python, C# background, keep developing that, because all the blockchain stuff will just be on top. But if you don't have a strong foundation, you won't get to that senior level, and then you will potentially struggle in the job market.
Exactly. So, Dom, like I completely agree with your point here. Uh, like what we have the skills, right? You need to have like an expertise also on that skills, and then only like you can build on top of
Yes.
things areas, right? It's not like I like even to understand AI, you have to understand the languages first. Like if you don't understand and expertise on the language, then you won't be able to use AI in that context. Uh,
Yes.
so think of it like this, like AI, like you need to know how to drive a car, and now if you are able to drive one car, you would be able to drive a better car, a faster car,
Mm-hmm.
right? So
That's
that's how the skills and everything actually goes. AI won't like help you to like learn the car, it will just upgrade the car,
yeah.
of those things. So it will only augment your skills. So like even for like the way I see is like the even with the senior engineers, like if you give the same set of problem to a senior engineer with an AI and a junior engineer with an AI, so the senior engineer with an AI would do a better job, like because he knows how to use that thing in a better way.
All right. So I think we agree on that. Use AI to upgrade yourself from economy to business class, but not to replace.
Yeah. So
All right.
human consciousness is like the prerequisite of anything. You can't do anything without it. Even the paper that it was formed on, it's like clearly written, the attention is all you need, which means the basic thing is like you need to put in attention. Without that, nothing would go. But I feel this goes much more than that. Like there has to be some kind of consciousness when you're solving that problem. Just AI cannot like it has to be augmented by human input.
Agreed. And and then talking like if we go look inward a little bit to your own company right now, what would you say? How are you approaching people decisions in your company, with the founding team? How are you thinking about it? How often do you think about it, and how do you approach it?
Like as a founder, there are like some sleepless nights. So it's mostly like 24 hours. Uh, but like you need to have like the team people who like take the ownership of those things, right? Because like at some point of time, you are going to scale out all of those things, and the point of the decisions that like I particularly take is that I just go and take decisions, and then I worry about the outcomes.
Yes.
Because like even if the outcome is not in favor, at that point of time you'll get like another decisions to make, and in that decisions, like now you have experience and knowledge, you can take a better outcome decisions. So the point is like your rate of decisions should actually increase, and you need to take more decisions and let like fail fast iterative approach to like enhance your experience and skills. So now then
Mhm.
in future that will thing will get better and better.
Mhm. And then, how much time would you say your company is spending between uh, hiring and training people versus hiring new people or replacing people?
So like in like when we are hiring, like right now the people who are there, like they're staying for the longer term, like 4 years 5 years with us. So don't have like very active hiring. It's like in a year it would be like one or two. But now like once like the people comes in, So like it, we would be looking into some experience for those in the people, right? Because we are like grown up from the startup phase. So now we would be having some assignments and everything, so this would give us like a very good insight, like how do they understand the company, how do they interpret all of those things, do they align with the things we go and like see assess the technicalities of the person. And other is like the leadership qualities, like how well they can lead, take responsibilities. And the third criteria is like how they interact with their colleagues into the companies, because having great set of people is very okay, but having a culture is even better. Like you need to have a very good culture in the team, because that would be a motivating force for everyone to work.
So about the culture then, how do you know what your company culture is?
Dom, I actually missed you.
You can hear me?
I can hear you, but I think your video is frozen.
I had a connection issue just 2-3 seconds ago. So you can't see me?
No, I can't see you. I think your video is frozen.
Okay, just I might have to come back. 1 second. How's that?
I think, yeah, I can hear you.
Uh, and you can see me as well?
I can see you as well, crystal clear.
All right, excellent. Yeah, I was just asking about your company culture. So, how would you describe your company culture, and then how do you know if people are fitting in or not? Because it's not obvious when they first join you. Also, your company culture can change, and then what if your people are not changing with you? So,
So the how do like the company culture should be in such a way that, because our environment is constantly changing, so the culture should be an adapt wherein like the people are able to adapt to that constantly changing environment and keeping the things relevant right now. So that of the one of the first criterias that we have. The other thing is like the the startup team that you have, it's not a family, uh, it's not a group of friends, it's a sports team. And in sports team, like everyone has to perform and everyone has to be a team player, right? Because if you don't have a sports team, a very good football team or a basketball team, then your chances of winning drastically falls down. But if everyone is sporty in nature, like they have their own skills and everything, so your probability of team working in together increases in manifold. So that's where like I see the culture and everything, it should be of a sports team. Like people have fun when they win, they celebrate together. When they lose, they discuss things and like do the SWOT analysis. And everyone now go back, do their own individual practice, come back again, and all of those things, maybe learn from other players' skills. So all of those things is mostly around the sports team. But in
very,
family it's different, like you're like taking care of each other and all of those things.
mhm.
So that thing won't work here.
Very nice insights there. Thank you for that. So, we'll move on to some community questions soon, very soon. But I thought I would create a little bit of a multiple choice for you uh, before we get there. So I have seven like or questions for you. Let's see. I need to pull them up. All right. Number one. Are you ready? So, Ethereum Virtual Machine, Solana Virtual VM, Move VM, or BitVM? Which one do you choose?
Out of these three, I would go for like in terms of utility or technology.
Your favorites, whichever one you lean towards.
For utility, Solana VM; for technology, Move VM;
Nice.
and legacy is BitVM, Bitcoin.
Yeah. And would you rather pay salaries in crypto or fiat?
I would always prefer crypto.
And would you rather receive in crypto or fiat?
Me receive? Obviously crypto.
Okay, great. So pay and receive crypto. Very good. Very native.
Yeah.
Um, in office work or work from home?
Uh, I feel work from home.
Okay. You don't find yourself getting too distracted?
Like you get in people like do Airbnb for like 1 or 2 weeks, and then they go at their own place. They get their own environment and they work best out of their own environment. But when they you want serendipity and all of those things, so there has to be some healthy mix of both.
Yes. And so with your company, with Hubble, it's a mix of both?
Yeah, we like organize activities wherein people get in together, so that serendipity and all of those things happens, and then people also have their own comfort environment where they can work.
And are you using Hubble for your team meetings?
Huddle, like we don't use any other platform
Hubble.
inside.
Or are you using your product, team meeting?
Yes. Yeah, we use it everywhere for live streaming, for
Very
community
good.
calls, for stand-ups and everything.
Very good. Okay. Next one. Would you rather use an agency to hire or a recruiter in-house?
I think since like we have our own vectors to focus on, like we don't find like time to do our own analysis. If first set of screening of candidate is done by some people who are expertise on it, we always prefer them.
Okay. Would you rather hire a mid-level developer, train them, and save on salary, or hire someone senior, but will do everything for you and overpay you?
I think I'll go for people and work around on of those things. My first criteria is like they have passion and the vesting in the vision. Rest
Nice.
everything is achievable.
Best in the vision. I like it. Um, would you rather go to a blockchain conference or be at home shipping product?
I didn't get this question.
Would you rather go to a blockchain conference and do all the networking, everything, or would you rather stay home and ship code?
I'd go for the conference.
All right, nice. So you do have a bit of outward personality.
Yeah, like there are better people in my company that do job better than me.
All right. A killer personality or killer coding skills?
I think personality.
And final one, tea or coffee?
Uh, Ginger tea.
Ginger tea. Wow.
Yeah. If not normal tea, it has to be ginger tea.
All right.
Indian.
Good. I guess we're now open for the community questions.
Yeah, but Dom, like, let me ask you
Yeah,
one MCQ with you. Like, what about you? Like, tea or coffee?
definitely before lunchtime coffee, and
Okay.
then after lunchtime I'm open to tea. Depends on my day. Around 4 p.m., 5 p.m. maybe I have a bit of coffee as well.
Okay. Okay. I see.
But I try not to
That,
overdo it.
yeah, it's really too much caffeine.
And where are the hosts? Where is
Hey, Susmit, so there's one question. How do you test apps that rely heavily on cross-chain messaging or bridging without running into tooling limitations? Uh, So like this is actually a very interesting question, right? Because like all the ecosystem have their own toolings. So now you have to like deal with bunch of toolings and all of those things. But one of the way to solve that is like to approach with an engineering problem called complex system engineering. So in the complex system engineering, you have like couple of things. There are like dynamic systems, there are complex systems, and if we approach it from that framework, I think we would be able to figure this solution out. So if you go over to YouTube and type complex engineering course, you'll get all the things and how to approach this thing. So I'm actually drinking Indian tea right now.
sad days?
From a CTO perspective, which framework are the most practical today for building dApps? Is there still a chance of success building dApps other than DeFi? Uh, so like how do I say, like I feel like the Web3s, most of them are like very DeFi focused. Like we are yet to see some kind of utility apps other than trading, collateralized debt protocol and all of those things to be like very really successful on those side of things. But this is like these are like two questions in one. uh, the framework, I would say, is like the rust is very important. Like if you see Arbitrum, they have opened out their the all the development for the rust, and Arbitrum is the place which is where all the liquidity is there. So suppose if you're building a DeFi app, Arbitrum would be the first way. The other thing is like the Solana, which is very active in community. There are like other traders and all of those things. So even if you want to build on Solana, you would be needing Rust as a very basic language to. And the other thing is like everyone have their own framework, their own toolings and their own ecosystems. And if you guys want, like whenever I'm back to my desk, I'll like just putting down the list of all the tools and listing that you need to go to build apps on those things.
And what do you think about dApps outside of DeFi? What are the other strong use cases?
Other strong use cases outside of DeFi. So there were like experiments around Web3 socials that we can do, and I think that's still an untapped. Like we are yet to see a very massive like uh, like the solution to like break over into the Web3 social side of things. All the social apps right now are like working into the Web2 side of things. And we also, I see like the forex, that again becomes like a DeFi. uh, the other things that what can like the chain can solve is like getting people into like consensus, right? So there are like, if there are like 5 or 6 people who want to
Hmm.
agree certain points, we can have a dApp for that, right? Suppose like, and it's very hard problem like to get like 5 or 6 people agree on single point. So you can deploy those consensus algorithm that gets people to like a single consensus.
Consensus.
And there
Okay.
are other things which is like AVS eigen that one can build. One can build like a kind of a AI cloud which is like
Yeah.
verified AI. So there are a couple of vectors that we can explore there. But I feel like if someone is able to put the vision, like which I say AI vision and physical AI with the Web3 tools, they are the next generation of apps that we would be seeing
Yes.
in the.
I don't know if you classify RWA as apps as DeFi. Probably if it's got yield, but I guess that's a big area. Anything related to trading commodities, credits. Yeah, you can
Yeah,
put pretty much anything on chain now.
it actually like touches DeFi. The way I see this question is very interesting. Like the way I think is asking without DeFi is like without financial incentives, like can you build a
Yeah,
dApp?
without any financial incentives. Yeah,
That's a very rare right now in all of those things,
next
but it's
question.
possible.
But it's possible.
What's your view on writing contracts with language like Wasm, Rust, or Move versus taking with Solidity and EVM? So one of the way to solve this question is like what market are you tapping in, right? If you see like the kind of users that your app would be seeing are like kind of like traders or like speculators or like kind of all of those things, then Move is like the Rust VM is the way to go, because now you're building into Solana ecosystem. But if you are building some kind of legacy apps, right, which is like the Arbitrum is like a way to go. Like some kind of CDP protocols, not like very trading generic. In DeFi also we can have like a lot of categorization. So there is like where you can have the WASM approach and all of those things. Move is, I think, is like on other elements, but like if you plan to like have build stuff there, then it's Move to go. But like one of the key decisions here is like asked to solve this question is like who would be using your app. Suppose if you don't know that question, like one of the insights that I have right now is that Solana is one of the best place to build right now because there's a lot of activities going on. And then the other places like your Arbitrum, and then comes the Ethereum, and then comes like the Aptos world and other chains. So that would be your hierarchy order side of things. So going with that, like Solana VM, then Rust VM, and then comes the Moon.
Yes, and base is now coming up to be quite a significant ecosystem as well for like AI economy
Yeah,
agents and that.
exactly. Yeah. So by Arbitrum, I mean like the whole L2 ecosystem,
Yeah,
like the Solana ecosystem. So it's just like my term here.
cool. What's next?
Do we have next question here?
Okay.
We are building a bootstrap Web3 startup, which we don't have much budget to hire a dev team. What could be your recommend us to launch a MVP or a prototype? Our boards are full of marketing and BD. Uh, like in our sense, like to sell something, you need to have something, right? And like there could be a possibility that we can sell the ideas and all of those things, but like right now the environment that we're in right now, that possibility is very less. So people like to touch, feel, validate, research on top of it, dig down on all of those things. So you need to have some kind of MVP and prototype. And now since you need to have some kind of MVP and prototype, you need to figure out like what else, like the tech stack of those things. And for the tech stack, like you can hire interns, like if you're on low budget, because the best bet bit would be interns. And interns can use, you can give them good toolings like a premium plan of chat gpt or cloud and all of those things, and like you work around and make MVP out of those things. And once you get some success on those things, like maybe investor interest or customer interest, then you can boil down to go for rent some experience hire. I think here, so it actually depends. Like in our case, it's both. So like if you want like very quick iteration and everything, we go for Alchemy and Infura, and we do some partnership. But like once our usage starts to get like more and more and all of those things, we prefer writing our own.
Yeah.
With that, like we have our cost management and everything and all of those things.
Yes, in our company here as well, we're building. Well, we're wanting to use Solana data in a really fast like trading copilot. But with current RPCs, it's not possible to get at the speed that we want for the updates. So we have to build our own. But in long term, like you say, it will save money. But in short term, if you just want to get it off the ground, maybe it's better you go with someone that's already got the data.
Like for MVP and fast iteration, like these are the best bet you have. Writing custom RPC infra require a lot of investments and
A
everything.
lot, yeah, a lot, yeah.
Like, it also requires running the nodes and all of things. It's too
Mhm.
complicated.
And you want to make sure you get financial return from that.
Exactly.
Okay. Last one. I think we do last one.
My friend is with me listening. She is asking, how do you handle private key management when building for a team-based deployment? Oh, this is interesting. So, in our case, like actually, I cannot like tell like because that's like a security with us. But I can tell you the ways, right? One of the thing is called triple S. It's called Summit Secret Sharing, which means like it is a multi-sig without touching the on-chain, and this is one of the best security practice that we can have for a team-based deployment. So that can be, and the other is like there are like two or three mnemonic seeds. I think there's a BIP version for it, BIP 39 or BIP 42. I don't exactly remember, but once I get like and like research on those things, I can send that thing also. Now the other thing is like this is like how your team handles it, like or how the keys is actually distributed. The other thing is like how the key is into the servers. Most of the hack happens is like the hacker gets into the servers and they are able to like take the keys because it is lying in some file or something. So one of the way to protect this is like is called HMS system, which is like a hardware security protection if it is on your server. But if you're putting it on some apps or something, in iPhone there is like a secure enclave, and there is a secure enclave for Android also. So right now many people have started providing this encrypted file. So even from the hardware level and on the software level, it is only accessible through the permission of the end user. That would be the best practice. Like if you are keeping it off chain, not any on servers, just do it triple S among people. If you are putting it on servers, use HMS or some kind of hardware security. If you are putting it on mobile, use secure enclave. And for Android mobile, every mobile version have their own secure enclave, and you can use it. And they have this kernel level API keys to access to it, but don't store it on laptop or it's just on put it on file. Don't put it on paper, it will just rust away. Just hamper it down somewhere on the steel.
That's awesome. Really great tips. I think we can wrap it up now, and we can both go and have our tea or coffee. And we covered a lot of ground. So thanks, Susmit, for that. And we hope that everyone got some valuable insights, and it helps both with some of you building your own products, some of you finding a job, um, and everything in between. So thanks again, Susmit, and thank you everybody else for tuning in.
Thanks, Tom, for having me. And I think like those were one of the great questions from the community. And
Yeah,
I hope like people are looking the jobs, they get their jobs, their dream jobs and everything. And like people get what they want and then here. Like that's all I have request. And if you guys need any help from my side, anything, I'm happy to help.
thank you so much. Better they find you on X or LinkedIn or
I think community Discord is the best
community
place to.
Discord.
Yeah,
Very good.
because at other place I'm like active at like certain time points, so it's just that is where like most of my attention is.
Discord it is. Awesome.
Yes,
Thanks very much.
awesome.
I think
Thank you
we can
guys. Have
probably
a nice day, and thanks Dom for having me. I think you're a great host.
thank
We'll
you.
see
Stay
each
in
other
touch
in
for
person
sure.
sometime soon.
Yes, either there or here in Dubai.
Yes, definitely.
Stay in touch.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.